Here's more wrestling news for November 16th, 2022. And we're starting off with WWE, who have rehired several stars ever since Triple H got to be in charge of the company's talent relations department. Not too long ago, it was reported that WWE's reasoning for rehiring female talent is that they want TV-ready experienced women wrestlers on their shows, and that could include Chelsea Green. Reports have circulated for the past month that Green could be back soon, but now similar rumors are spreading about her husband, Matt Cardona. WrestleVotes reports that Triple H is a fan of the former Intercontinental Champion and recognizes how well Cardona has done since his release in 2020. WrestleVotes even went on to report that the game would 100% take Cardona back, and a 2-for-1 deal is likely should WWE attempt to sign both husband and wife. Cardona has said in the past that he isn't looking to return, but wouldn't rule it out either, while Green has recently finished her time with Impact Wrestling, but has said that an offer hasn't been made yet. Green and Cardona have been impressive since being cut by WWE, with Matt becoming NWA World Heavyweight Champion, but it may soon be time for the ex-Broski and his wife to come home. 3 names rehired under the new regime are B-Fab, Ashanti Adonis, and Top Dollar of Hit Row, who were all previously released in November 2021. Now all 3 are back, and we have a better idea about just how long the trio will be sticking around this time. Fightful Select has learned that Hit Row are on 3-year deals, which will, in theory, keep them in WWE to the summer of 2025 at the earliest. Fightful added that there were some negotiations with talent that will allow them to do projects outside of wrestling and use platforms that were forbidden at the time they were released. Many restrictions that were once in place are said to have been eased up around WrestleMania 38 weekend, and the rule against third-party deals have also said to have been relaxed. For some rehired talent, their returns were planned for weeks in advance, while others just had a day to prepare after being rehired, but it's an exciting time in WWE, with more returns expected down the line. Possibly the biggest name WWE could bring back is CM Punk, who is expected to leave AEW soon, following the controversy stemming from All Out. The big question is whether Punk would be willing to work with WWE again given his infamous exit in 2014, but even if he is, that doesn't mean others are. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer noted that there are some in WWE who do not want CM Punk back at all, but added that those saying this aren't on the creative team. It said that everyone knows what happened in AEW, and a lot of people are questioning why WWE would risk the possibility of a repeat incident if they brought Punk back in. CM Punk was once considered the voice of the voiceless who spoke up for the locker room, but these days, many see him as bitter and broken, as seen with his comments on the All Out media scrum. Meltzer added that while he thinks Vince McMahon would take the gamble given the amount of money Punk could make, Triple H may be more hesitant. And it's not like WWE need Punk back either. WWE has been boasting record profits in recent years, proving that Punk isn't a necessity. And while Triple H is said to have softened his view on Punk, a large group in WWE are confident that his return wouldn't be best for business. In 2017, private photos and videos of AEW star Saraya were leaked online, which came at an exceptionally difficult time for the British wrestler. As a result, Saraya would have stress-induced anorexia and consider taking her own life, but has since made it to the other side. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet this week, Saraya spoke about what happened to her, saying that people would call her a porn star while she was eating in public. Having that in-person situation, I ran to the bathroom and I started sobbing. I was crying my eyes out. I couldn't believe someone said that to me. I'm not a f***ing porn star. This is not who I am, and this is not what I wanted. I'm a victim in this. In the interview, Saraya accused her ex-boyfriend of being the one who leaked the images, though said that he denies the accusation to this day. There are some trolls who still have nothing better to do than to remind Saraya what happened, acting as if she's responsible for being the victim of the leak, but with AEW and her in-ring career back on track, the former superstar is moving forwards. At Crown Jewel, Logan Paul once again proved himself in the ring, going toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns. Paul was unable to dethrone the Tribal Chief, but is already looking to the future, and that future may be John Cena. On the Impulsive podcast, the YouTuber said that he's spoken to Triple H about facing Cena at Mania, saying the match would break the internet. While Cena is reported to be competing next year, Paul is currently out with an injury, but if he can recover in record time, ironically like John has done in the past, it could be Paul versus Cena in LA. Over to AEW now, as Jon Moxley has been the most successful star in the company's history, holding a record-setting 3 world titles in his career. A staple of AEW since 2019, Moxley has cut countless promos in that time, but not everyone wants to hear what he has to say. Well, speaking on experience, Jim Cornette criticized Moxley for repeating the same kind of long and boring promos. If you buy Moxley, this was great. If you don't, it was long and boring and the same thing as always. Did I pretty much describe that? Moxley is set to defend the AEW World Championship against MJF this Sunday in what's being considered MJF's crowning moment. But do you think Moxley is boring on the mic? Let us know in the comments. Back to WWE, as while many superstars have returned recently, many names have left over the past 2 years, and now Akira Tozawa may be next. On this week's Raw, Tozawa was on the losing end of a match to Baron Corbin, and this could be the former 24/7 champion's final match with the company. In a tweet, Tozawa shared a photo of his ring gear with the simple message, "Thank you," which some have taken as a sign of his WWE departure. Others weren't so hasty, suggesting that perhaps Tozawa is just moving on from his ninja attire and gimmick and will return to his more traditional character moving forward. Whatever the case may be, things are seemingly changing for Akira Tozawa, but whether he's ditching the ninja attire or ditching WWE remains to be seen. When Candice LeRae returned to WWE, it wasn't long before she was inserted into a feud with Damage Control. The trio of Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky have certainly proven to be a force to be reckoned with, but Candice may have to wait before she can get some payback on the group. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said that Candice may be hurt, as she was previously scheduled to be on Team Belair for Wargames, but that is no longer the case. Meltzer added that Lerae was injured on Raw, though this was just a kayfabe injury, but could be a cover for some real hurt. Candice was the obvious choice to join Team Belair for Survivor Series, but even with the show mere days away, she hasn't been announced for the team. We know that Damage Control will team with Nikki Cross and Rhea Ripley to face Bianca Belair, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Mia Yim, but the final spot on that team remains suspiciously vacant. We've got news from Major League Wrestling, as the company has hired 2 notable names to its roster. During the premiere episode of MLW Insider, it was announced that Thomas and Mark Billington are now under contract, and fans may recognize that last name. The Billingtons, also known as the Billington Bulldogs, are the nephews of Tom Billington, aka the Dynamite Kid, who teamed with Davey Boy Smith to win the WWF World Tag Team titles. The Billingtons are said to have impressed fans and promoters in the UK with their Smash Mouth style and have been training with their cousin Davey Boy Smith Jr. as well as Bret Hart. The Billingtons teamed with their cousin last month for MLW Fightland, but are now officially under contract, as the multi-generational stars will look to live up to the legacy of their legendary uncle. And we're ending today with Scrypts, the mysterious entity who's been leaving messages at NXT's Performance Center, but we could soon see who this really is. During last night's NXT, Scrypts dropped another voicemail at the center and said that next week you will see that you and I aren't the same. Many fans have taken this as a sign that Scrypts will be revealed on next week's broadcast, but there's still no clue as to who the mystery person is. The vignettes first aired on the October 25th episode, and hopefully, the crowd gets some answers on next week's show. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.